Washa fire behavior. As far as yesterday's conditions, things somewhat stabilized. I didn't put ERC charts or 1,000-hour fuels charts up. ERC stayed at 54, 1,000 hours stayed at 10%. And I was corrected the other day when I mentioned kiln dried timber. A guy that used to work at Weyerhaeuser talked to me and he told me that 12% was the ideal, but in a range of 10 to 15. So our fuels are drier than kiln dried timber out there. As far as today, do expect increased fire activity. As the meteorologist said, expecting conditions drier and a little bit warmer. And we also do have a northerly wind component, which we haven't seen on this fire. So the conditions we saw 2 days ago when things started picking up a little bit, the big difference from then is, at least on the southern part of the fire, or the fires, things are not going to have to take a time to dry out like they did that day. They're already dry. On the northern part where you did get a sprinkler or two yesterday, it will take some time to dry out. As far as some specifics that I have some concerns with, looking at, I did what was called a fire site run, or I didn't do it, I had an Altan do it within WIFDIS. Did look at the Renner fire, where we're looking in this top part and burning out. Does show potential. Down here, she went a little bit too far with the ignition line, but it does show if we didn't have that line complete, or if we did have a spot, there is some potential down in the southwest part of the Renner fire. The other area of concern would be the Graves Mountain fire. This is the Dead Man drainage, and it does show that east side wanting to have a little bit more activity today. Part of that, we're getting that northerly wind, which is a new component. This is the higher up on the ridge line. There's also a lot of dead and down in there in that lodgepole pine stand. So those are the two areas to watch out for, but in general, do plan on seeing increased fire activity. Could see some occasional torching today, mostly single tree torching, but maybe a little bit of group torching. Our PIs, our probability of ignitions, are up. And then lastly, think areas that you may not have seen like they were active might start picking up, those little islands, that unburnt islands, some of those fingers, are seeing a little bit of potential for some reburn where we're getting needle cast coming down. So be heads up today. Thanks.